students, I hope you all are good. Today we'll study in continuation of chapter 4. Working with table and cell size. The size of a table is determined by text it contains in its cells. Okay. So according to its cells, the table will automatically adjust the size. So somewhere it happens that if we are increasing the table TD size, and somewhere we are decreasing TD size or we have not written any size, then automatically it will adjust the size. Okay. By default, HTML places text on a single line. Okay, the text will be there in the single line, and as you add text in a cell, the width of the column and table expands to the edge of the page. Got it? If you will add more and more content to the table cell, size will increase. Once the page edge is reached, the browser reduces the size of the remaining columns to keep the text to a single line. Okay. So if you are increasing the content in a single cell, then it will occupy the whole page, okay, in the web browser, and then even though we will add the content to it, the browser will reduce the size of the other columns. Okay. So you can insert line break. We can insert line break if we have to display 2 or more lines in the cell, and then paragraph also we can use, or other tags within a cell. When the browser can no longer increase or decrease the size of the column and table, it wraps the text to a second line. Got it? Now what happens if the browser capacity is not there to increase the size of the table anymore? Then only it will wrap the data to the next line. Okay. So as more text is added, the height of the table expands to accommodate the additional text. Got it? Now what will happen? The height of the table will increase, and then automatically the text will be adjusted. But you can manually define the size of the table and its cells. Now how to define the size? We have to give height and width. Okay. So table width equals to 100, 200, 300. Height equals to 400, 700, 800 according to your requirement. Okay. To create a table whose height is equal to entire height of the display area, that means if you have to occupy whole web browser, okay, horizontally, then you can write table horizontally and vertically. So horizontally if you have to increase the height, then vertically if you have to increase the height, then you will use 100%. Got it? It will occupy the whole web browser. Now if you specify an absolute size for a table in pixels, its size remains constant. Okay. If you are giving the absolute size to the table, then its size will remain constant. It will not change regardless of the browser or monitor settings used. So remember that some monitors display web pages at a resolution of 640 by 480 pixels. So it depends that what is the resolution of the web pages according to the monitor display. So here now you can see the setting the width of the table to 500 pixels. Okay. So here table border equals to 5. Okay. A thick border. Cell spacing is not there. Cell padding is 4. So there is a space between the content and the border of the cell, you can see, and then width equals to 500. So whole table width will be increased to 500, you can see, and then caption is given and first row code is given. Okay. Now defining cell and column size. So if we have to give the column size, we will use width attribute in TD and TH. Okay, I told you we cannot give columns, cannot specifically give columns in the table. We can use TD and TH tag. Number of TD tags and TH tags define that how many columns are there. So in TD and TH tag we have to mention the width if we have to increase or decrease the size of the column. Okay, so width TD, width equals to 10, 20, 30, 50, 70, 100, etc. or TH equals to 100, 150, etc. Okay. So width value of 30% displays a cell that is 30% of the total width of the table. Now what happens here, we can also mention in percentages. Okay. if we mention the width equals to 30%, then what will happen? It will occupy 30% space of the total width of the table, not the web browser, total width of the table. Okay. Then now height also we can mention for TD and TH tags to set the height of the individual cell. If we have to increase or decrease the size of the specific cell, then we will use height attribute. The height attribute is expressed either in pixels or as percentage of the height of the table. Okay. So I told you, you can mention it in only numbers, that means pixels, or you can also write in percentage. So if you include more text, then can be displayed within that height value you specify. Got it? If you are adding more content to the cell, within that height value you specify, the cell expands to display the additional text. Got it? Automatically, if you are adding more content, even though you have specified the size, what will happen? The cell will expand vertically. Now defining cell and column size. So if specifying a width for an individual cell does not guarantee that the cell will be that width when displayed in the web browser. Got it? If we mention the width of the individual cell, it is not necessary that the same width will be shown in the web browser. The reason is that cell is the part of the column containing other cells. Got it? So it will automatically adjust its size according to other cells in the table. Set the width of all the cells in the column to same value to ensure that the cells do not change in size. Okay. So we have to set the cells, means width and height of all the cells, so that it will remain same for all the cells. Now aligning a table on the web page. If we have to set the alignment, like if we want a table in the center, left or right of the web browser, then we will use align attribute. So by default, a web browser, you know already, it always shows in the left side, okay, on the left margin of the web page. So with surrounding text placed above and below the table. Now to align a table with surrounding text, use align attribute. Align equals to left, right or center. According to that, it will be adjusted in the web browser. So left and right alignment places the table on the margin of the web page and wraps surrounding text to the side. And center places the table in the horizontal center of the page but does not allow text to wrap around it. Okay, because if we are entering table inside the content, table with the content, means the paragraph and all, at that time in left and right alignment, the content will be surrounded by it. But in center, this content will not be wrapped around the table. Now, align attribute is similar to align attribute used in IMG tag. In IMG tag also we have studied 5 types of alignments. The same way here also it is aligned. Now, results of the right aligned table. You can see right align, the content is wrapped over here. You can see content is there. Okay. And then the table is on the right side. So here the attributes we have studied till now is table border equals to 5, cell spacing, cell padding, width and align right. Got it? So how many attributes we have studied? Border 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 attributes we have studied. Height also we have studied. Okay, so 6 attributes we have studied till now. Now aligning the content of a table. By default, cell text is placed in the middle of the cell aligned with the cell's left edge. By default, cell text is placed in the middle of the cell. Okay, vertically it will be in the middle. But if we consider horizontally, then the content is always shown near the left edge. By using the align and v-align attribute, you can specify the text horizontal and vertical placement. Got it? Now there are 2 types of alignments here. Align for horizontal alignment, v-align for vertical alignment. Okay, horizontally if we want it in the left, center and right, at that time we will use align. Okay, and for vertical align means top, middle and bottom. Okay, so to align the text for a single column, you must apply the align attribute in every cell in that column. Okay, so So if we have to mention a line attribute, okay, in a single column, that means we have to mention it in other columns also, otherwise symmetry will not be there.